Usually we hear music. Hey everybody, welcome back to QOTD. It's the Question of the Day show. That's the game show that lets you be on the air. And boy, would we love it if you would join us right here on the air by recording your own video answers to our awesome daily questions. Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey JJ, hey Trish. Reid's not here today, but we're looking forward to getting her back real soon. So for everybody who is joining us for the very first time, this is the Question of the Day show. Those of you who are subscribers on YouTube, you know that we have been putting out a new question every single day this week. And you guys have been putting up some pretty awesome answers in the form of video recordings of yourself. And we've been playing them on the air. People have been voting and sending stars. And so based on all of that, we now have all of your favorite answers that we're going to play through. Everybody gets a chance to vote, and we will get the best answer to each question. And then we're going to run them off in the finals, which is going to be very exciting because that's our weekly championship. So with no further ado, what the heck was this week about, Trish?
Well, this is kind of the end of the summer, which means it's the end of summer festival. So we thought we would give one last shout out and hurrah to all the great bands that have played all over the US and the world. And also it was National Zoo Awareness Week. So we thought we would combine these two themes and come up with On Stage and Uncaged.
So yeah, what goes together more than a bunch of wild animals and a rock show? Yeah, I'm totally with you.
Yeah. Remember Animal, the drummer from the Muppets?
Of course I remember Animal.
So there we go.
Yeah, this is his week.
So well, JJ, punch it, huh? Let's get this road on the show.
Exactly. Now, our first question is right here.
If you were a zookeeper, which animal would be your very best friend? I'm going to say something that doesn't make as big of a mess as I remember the zoo being. I don't want to shovel. I don't want to scoop. I don't want to like pick feathers or I don't know. I want some like maybe a lizard in a cage.
Maybe a picture of a lizard.
A picture of a lizard. Yes.
No, you got to embrace the whole animal. I mean, it's like if you want to have a lion as a pet, then you got to expect to be picking up some lion turds.
Yeah.
You can't just leave them lying around. Sorry, everybody.
No, we have to throw in we had to get a pun in there eventually, somehow. Well, I think we might have some answers coming up from fans. So let's see what exotic animals at the zoo they would want to be friends. I'm excited to see what they have to say.
As a zookeeper, all the animals would be my favorite, except for the snakes. I would avoid them at all costs. All the animals get a bit lonely, and I think they all deserve some love. But if I'm being honest, I would say I give the elephants a little bit of favoritism.
But they have a snake on the end of their face. I think he's being inconsistent.
I think giraffes would probably be my best friends because I can totally relate to them. Like, I am very tall. So I just understand the tall life, and I can totally relate to being asked like, oh my God, how's the weather up there? Like we would just vibe, me and the giraffes.
Wonder how tall she is.
Oh, she's 7 foot, isn't that obvious?
If I was a zookeeper, which animal would be my best friend? Now hopefully this zoo was more on the reptile side of things. So there'd be a crocodile in there. And that's pretty much all I'd spend my time in there, would be in the croc pen, just feeding him things to death roll, letting him have the best life, feeding him chickens, whatever he wants. I want to just feed him, make him become big, and then my life, that's how I want to end my life, is being death rolled by my croc. Be a perfect ending.
Is that the perfect ending, guys?
It brings a tear to my eye. It really does, to be death rolled on a croc.
Best friend in the zoo would be a lion, because lions are just so powerful and strong. I feel like it would be a fun idea to be best friends with a lion.
He's not going to mind picking up the lion turds. He's going to be okay with that. It's his best friend.
If I were a zookeeper, I'd probably be in the petting zoo area, where the best friend that I would have would be a bunny.
Aww.
Right.
Petting zoo did not get enough props in this question. I'm with him. The sheep, the goat.
If I was a zookeeper, I would definitely be best friends with a chimpanzee. Let me explain why. Chimpanzees are very similar to humans. They have great senses of humor, just like me. And they enjoy being malicious and
Just like you.
harassing guests,
Just like
which is
you.
probably what I would like to do. So, for me, it would be a chimpanzee.
Hector, guest host, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, be malicious on the air.
Did he not see Planet of the Apes? Hey, everybody, it's time to vote. Your votes determine who goes into our final round. And so the way that you vote is by clicking the blue buttons across the bottom of the screen using the number that corresponds to the numbers that you see in the video. If you're watching us on YouTube, there's a link in the chat that will open up a voting screen and you can vote from there. It opens up the voting screen on BeOnTheAir.com, which is our home website. Being on the air is what we are doing, after all, in one form or another.
Very true, very true. Yeah, I feel like luckily for this question, I feel like we got a good mix of like the cats, we got the reptiles, we got giraffes, we even have petting zoo. Like a lot of representation.
Yeah.
Yay, the petting zoo.
You know, it's the bunnies. Yeah, don't try to pick up a bunny unless that bunny likes you, because bunnies they have like claws in their back feet.
Oh, so they don't bite, but they kick?
That's the only way that they've injured me so far. I've never been bitten by a bunny. But yeah, my brother had a bunny with the clever name of Conejo, and he would do a lot of that. It means bunny in Spanish. Anyway, to make a long story short, the back legs, they're very powerful and they can be sharp.
Okay.
But they're very sweet animals. My dogs love bunnies.
Oh my gosh.
And do they like to invite the bunnies home?
They do. They want to bring them home. They want to play with
their
them.
will. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, it's not like a crocodile death roll. They just want to carry them around. They're bird dogs. They don't hurt them.
Exactly, like a purse.
There is a funny story about my dog once saving a bunny. The bunny played dead, and so we thought the bunny was dead, and we buried the bunny in like a box. It was a beautiful funeral. It was very sad, when my kids were little. And then the dog came by and dug the bunny up because the bunny wasn't dead. The bunny was just playing dead, but I mean, convincingly so. And so the dog saved the bunny's life, and
I did that with a dog once.
What's that? Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that's the best story of all. Folks, if you have not been listening for many, many weeks, you may not have heard the story of Cinnamon the dog, the ghost dog that Trish buried alive. We'll save that story. We have to come up with a question designed just so that you can tell that story. Or even better, so that I can tell that story.
Sounds
really
good.
Yeah, I love it. Really dramatize it. Well, do we want to move on to the next question, see what else we have in store?
Let's
yes,
roll.
The next question is, tell us about a pet that you buried alive.
That's not true. The next question is, what is a movie that's just so bad it's awesome?
So excited for this question.
You're not allowed to answer. Keith always
This
has
feels
the same
targeted.
answer for the terriblest movie
My
in the world.
favorite bad movie, they just announced in Hollywood Reporter yesterday, is getting a reboot.
And it is?
The problem is that a lot of the charm was how bad it was. And so now if they make it great, it could suck.
And you are, of course, talking about
The Highlander,
The Highlander.
starring Sean Connery and Christophe Lambert in his greatest role.
Well, fans, if you have any opinions on The Highlander, we would love you to join our community on YouTube and blast the boards with your opinion.
Yeah, comment down below. Is it Highlander 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or any of the TV shows that are your
So
favorite?
yes, but it's mostly Highlander 1 and the first TV show.
We'll
Which
see
is
what the fans say.
it's just genius.
Well, I think we have some answers coming in, so let's see if anyone else is as enthusiastic about Highlander, which I don't think anyone will be.
All right, I'm going to go with everyone's favorite, and that's Sharknado. A movie so good they had to make like 7 more. I mean, you know, what's better than a tornado with sharks in it? Like almost sentient sharks that like attack you, and you know, it's a lot of fun, and it's a great movie. But it's also really bad.
I was on Amazon the other day, and they're promoting a new one called Sharks Up the Corn.
A movie that is so bad that it's awesome is Sharknado 2, because it has everything you need. Yes, the CGI is bad, but is it a good time? Yes, absolutely. Every time.
I gotta watch
So
it.
Sharknado 2 better than Sharknado 1?
So the movie that is just so bad, but also so awesome is definitely The Hangover. And I think a lot of people would agree. It's so stupid, but also so awesome. They had to make a bunch of them.
I don't think it's bad at all. I love that.
I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's just good.
Yeah.
I'd say Troll 2, if you haven't seen it. It's like a horrible horror movie, but it's so bad. It's very funny, though. Watch with the group, I'd recommend.
This one is like a famous bad movie. Famously one of the worst ever.
I could go with any of the classic answers, like The Room, for example. But I think I want to go with any of those recent kids movies that are for kids and are kind of cringy. Like Sonic, for example, or Sonic 2. And they're very cliche, and they're really kind of for kids. But if you just sit back and let yourself enjoy it, it can be kind of fun.
Thank you, Elias.
Yeah,
it's a good point. You do have to.
I recently watched this movie called Koopsurat, and it's this Indian Hindi film. It was a romantic comedy, and it was kind of bad. It was, but it was so camp. There was this moment where they just started suddenly singing, and I loved it. I loved it really much. The main lead was infuriating, but she was also super camp, so I did enjoy that. But yeah, it was super cool, even though it wasn't the best film.
No.
I've always wanted to watch more Bollywood movies because they all look like very campy and kind of fun with song and dance.
Well, this is a tough one, but you got to vote because we need to have somebody to go to the final. So everybody click on the blue buttons across the bottom of your screen. And again, if you're watching us on Twitch, or if you're watching us on YouTube, there's a link in the chat that you can click to open up a voting screen, which will enable you to vote and send one of these fine furry films to the finals. Yeah, you know one that didn't get mentioned? Velocipaster.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's about a priest who turns into a velociraptor. Yeah, he fights evil.
I love that.
Mostly.
That's incredible.
He's a little evil himself. It's so good.
Oh.
Kusarat. I actually looked this one up to make sure it was real, and it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I'm with you, JJ. I feel like there's a hole in my experience, in my cinematic experience around Bollywood. It's people just love it so much, and the clips that I've seen, they're so fantastic. You know, it's just like there's so much going on, and like the music and the dancing, and what people are wearing, and it's like just insane.
Yeah, no, well, I remember there was, not saying this is like a so bad it's good movie, but there was that movie RRR that I remember got like huge amounts of like praise and success, and it won an Oscar too.
Is it
so,
about
like,
pirates?
I think
Like
sort of.
Trish.
It's about history and revolutionaries, and also it has a really cool song and dance number in the middle of it.
Well, I do like that. Yeah, I like
Who
a
doesn't?
good
Who
song
doesn't?
and dance number.
Well, I think we can move on. Congratulations, Rihanna. We can move on to our next question, which is also
what's a
movies.
movie scene that makes you super emotional every time? So this could be, makes you feel sad, it makes you feel super happy, it makes you feel anxious or scared.
You know what's really cool about this question? It's one of the new questions.
It is one of the new questions.
And so that means that whoever wins this one, it gets $25.
$25 holla.
Exactly. And that's not bad. That's a scene that I would applaud.
Yeah, the scene of someone winning. Yeah, I like
So
that.
JJ and I are kind of film nerds. And I don't know why I'm a film nerd, but you went to like film school-ish thing. Oh no, you didn't. You went to computer science school. Anyway, we're film nerds. And so I've got like 1,000. I had a hard time choosing this one, but I'm much more interested in what Trish was thinking because she's seen like 3 movies.
I have, but I said the other day that it was a scene in Forrest Gump where Forrest Gump was at his mom's graveside, and it was so sad and so emotional. And
Did you get the vapors?
Yeah, and then you guys completely made fun of me, and you told me that it's a terrible movie and he's a terrible actor and all that, and so you really just ruined that one emotional film experience that I have.
Have you seen Castaway?
Yes, with the soccer ball.
Yeah. I thought that was really good. I thought that must have been very difficult.
So you like Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked him in that. I liked him in that, and I liked him in Bosom Buddies.
Yeah. Well, I'll take the scene from Castaway where he gets back with his old girlfriend, but she's already like married and gone on with her life, and she's just kind of explaining to him like, I couldn't wait, like I had to move on, and that's really heartbreaking, that one, when he leaves with his car.
That's life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get castawayed. Sometimes you get stranded on a desert island for 3 years, and what are you gonna do? Life moves on. No ice, no lighters.
Now sounds very hard, very, very dramatic. Well, I guess answers coming in from fans. So let's see if anyone is saying Castaway or Forrest Gump or maybe Highlander.
So you know the scene in Forrest Gump at the very end, and he's sitting at the end of the driveway, and he's waiting for his kid to come back from school, and he sits on that bench all day long and waits for his son to get back from school. I cry every time. I could cry right now thinking about it.
So it's a different scene from the same movie.
Yes.
Yeah. I hate that scene.
A movie scene that always makes me emotional is from Good Will Hunting when Robin Williams is telling, I think it's Matt Damon, that it's not his fault. And it's such an emotional movie, and the scene just gets me every time. And yeah, I love that scene.
So my wife has, she says Matt Damon could be my bromance.
If I had to pick
love Matt
one,
Damon.
it would probably be the ending of the first Rocky movie.
Rocky 1.
Kind of the whole culmination of the scene of the fighting each other, of the music building, and then it comes to an end, and it's just this big emotional scene. But Rocky doesn't care. All he wants to see is Adrian. It's just Adrian. All he wants to see. There's the emotion of the fight. There's the love story. It all comes together beautifully. If I could only pick one, probably be that one.
And he's shouting, there ain't going to be no rematch, but you know what? There was a rematch. There was a bunch of rematches, actually.
This one's pretty obvious. I mean, the scene in Up where the wife dies. I sobbed for a good 10 minutes the first time I saw it, and still to this day, I usually just skip over that part of the movie because it's too much for me.
Like, whenever I'm feeling like emotionally not there, I watch that scene.
What movie scene makes you emotional every time? Well, it's an oldie, but it's a lovely one, and it's from Pretty Woman, where Richard Gere goes chasing after her at the end of the film, and they drive off into the sunset together. That's beautiful. I like happy endings. I like them happy endings. So yeah, Pretty Woman, basically, the end.
I bet she watches the Hallmark Channel at Christmas time. Guaranteed.
Me too.
I would say, since I love horror stuff and that's always been a huge part of my life, one of the most emotional moments I think I have watching any movie is the original Jurassic Park. Is that scene where the T-Rex pops out of the trees, and you just see how big it is, and that is something that invokes fear every time.
And then when the blood is pouring, the pig's blood's pouring down from the top of the gym, it just makes me want to cry. That's from Carrie. Guys, it's time to vote. Speaking of horror shows, we got to vote for one of these and send them to the finals. This is a hard one, but there are blue buttons across the bottom of your screen, and numbered 1 through 6. Pick one of those and send somebody to the finals. If you're watching us on YouTube or Twitch, there's a link in the chat that you can use to open up the voting window. Simple pimple.
Easy peasy.
But yeah, but nobody said Casablanca. Nobody said Dr. Zhivago. Nobody said, I don't know.
It's a different generation.
The Graduate.
Oh, The Graduate.
There's some good movies out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Not Pretty Woman. She's
Pretty Woman.
She's in crackers. All right. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. I feel like a happy ending or just a really good ending can stick with it. I remember there was this one movie, The Farewell, that has a devastating ending that I always get emotional watching. There's nothing like an ending to a movie. Truly.
Well, Keith, I might mention that if you don't like the answers that are winning, you should get yourself on BeOnTheAir.com and you should vote. And that way you can give a leg up to the answers that you like best.
Do you know what I would like to do? I'd like to see you on TV. That's what happens when you go there and answer a question. And it's a fun thing to share with your friends. I'm just saying.
We'd love to feature you on next week's Big Show.
Yes, I will say it's very funny when you said that. You kind of sounded, it was like picking a fight after school, like on TV, 4 p.m. Be there or be square.
I'll see you on TV. It's going to be the great big dance-off. Yeah.
Well, we have another question coming down the pipeline, so let's see what we have in store. And it is...
What book or movie has impacted you the most? This is a tough question. We've all read a lot. Some of you have seen a lot of movies, but to choose one that truly impacted you, ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, no, I remember I have like a list of like a bunch of like 10 movies that have all made a big difference for me. There's one I will say that always sticks in my mind, and that's Parasite from 2018. Like I watched the movie a couple of times, and it's so well done that it
so impacted you. Did it change your life? Did your behavior move? Did you go into a new career? I mean, what are we talking about here?
I would say like in my own art, it sort of like introduced this whole idea of like integrating social consciousness into the narrative and like socio-political stuff into like the way the narrative works.
I think social consciousness is overrated. You guys think I'm kidding?
Hey, you know, everyone has a breaking point.
Yeah. No, shoot. Zen the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. That was mine. Robert Pirsig. Changed my life.
Ooh, did you become more interested in motorcycles?
It inspired me to a life of thought. If you haven't read it or you haven't heard about it, I don't know what to say. It's 400 pages, though. It's a little tough.
I think it sounds like a worthy read. I'll give it a read. Well, I think we have some answers coming in from fans, so let's see what books or movies have inspired them.
The newest Joker really speaks a lot to mental health and how those around you can really play a difference in how you handle that.
I want to talk about mental health in that series.
One book that inspired me would be Kobe Bryant's Mamba Mentality book. It was it just showed how hardworking he was and the hours of dedication he put into his craft, and he turned out to be the greatest of all time.
100% inspiring. So agree. That's a great call.
A movie that impacted me the most is probably any of the Star Wars movies. It was my dad's favorite movie before he passed, and so I'll go back and watch it every now and then just to feel closer to him.
That's beautiful.
Sweet.
I share that with my kids. Star Wars.
It's a classic.
This might sound a little corny, but I was most influenced as a child by Legally Blonde. I saw a young girl pursuing her dreams and was like, I want to do that. I want to be a lawyer. I want to go to Harvard. I want to do all these things and do what, the men tell me I can't do. And then I realized when I was in my teens that I didn't want to be a lawyer and I didn't want to go to Harvard. I wanted to be Reese Witherspoon and I wanted to be an actor. So that was a hard realization for my father to face, that I wasn't going to be making a lot of money. But that movie was very inspirational for me because I was able to finally see a girl in a place of power who was just like, yes, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I don't care what everybody else says.
That's for real. But Elle Fanning or Reese Witherspoon?
I'd say Douglas Copeland's Life After God. It kind of puts perspective on things as you read it.
I'll have to check it out. Douglas Copeland's.
It's heavy.
I would say Harry Potter just because it was a fun read.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, Harry Potter. It's one of the biggest book series of all time, so I can understand why it'd be influential.
Percy Jackson.
Oh,
or Harry
that's
Potter.
good.
I don't know. Anyway, guys, it's time to vote. There are some big things, and you know what? I'm getting mad about this one because I care about books and movies a lot. I hope you do too. We got to pick one of these ones. I don't know what we're going to say, but we're going to send one of these guys to the finals, and that'll be up to you guys by clicking the blue buttons on the bottom of your screen, or you can use the link in the chat in order to open up the voting screen if you are on, I don't know, like YouTube. But I mean, if you guys care about books and movies like I do, I mean, I just think this has shaped everybody's life. I don't care whether you're talking about the Bible or you're talking about Lord of the Rings. It's something.
Yeah, no. Books and movies, they are the biggest ones for me. Joker.
The Joker. Well, I mean, look, it's a great series. And I go way back with Batman. And Phoenix is like one of the greatest actors of our time. It's him and like Christophe Lambert and like who else is left. But I don't know.
Well, I thought it was a very
I don't know. She didn't have to justify it with this, social commentary thing. It's a
but
great
she
movie.
did because it impacted her. So she did feel that she had to tell us how this. It wasn't the greatest book or movie ever. It was the one that impacted you the most. And so clearly
Allie,
that's.
Allow me to affirm and congratulate you. Your feelings are valid. Thank you, Trish, for correcting me.
Hooray!
I'm so wrong.
Yes.
Long gone.
And you know what, Keith? I affirm and I validate your feelings of affirming and validating Allie's feelings and her.
That makes me feel much better. Thanks, JJ.
Congratulations, Allie, for a great answer. The winning answer.
Yes. And we will see you in the finals. But now I think it is time to move on to our next big question of the week. Oh,
it's another newbie.
Oh, another $25 answer coming up right here. What is something your pet did that made you mad at first, but then you just had to laugh about it later? We got some great answers to these because pets are funny, right? Pets do stupid, crazy, funny things.
Bad things, yeah.
That are annoying, yeah.
But they're funny later sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like if you're a pet owner, you have a funny story, whether it's like dragging pizza and garlic knots off a table. My family has had like a couple of bigger injuries that we're now looking back, they were kind of funny. But if you have a pet, you have
I can break that one. So my dog had a golden retriever, once stole a pig, like right out of the roasting pit. We'd like roast this thing for 8 hours, dig the pig up, and the dog just came out of nowhere, grabbed it by the ear and just dragged the pig away. Like a big, 40-pound pig. Wow. It's 100 people there waiting to eat that pig.
That's impressive. That's like, I would be mad at first, but then I'd just be impressed.
And it was like the fattest, laziest dog. You never saw her run until there was a pig on the line. And so we were so mad, but now, pretty funny. It only took 20 years. Tragedy plus time, friends.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, I think we have some answers coming in. So let's see what other tragedies have been turned into comedy with QOTD.
I actually have a dog we got a few months ago. I've always had dogs, and he's a little bit puppy, so I love it like that. We're able to chase him around and play a little physical faster. And I actually was able to catch him one time, and I tackled him, and I didn't realize he had gotten so scared. Well, he peed on me. So I was a little warm in the shirt, so I got pretty mad, but I was able to take a couple seconds and realize that you can just wash that out in the laundry. And he's a great dog, so I'm glad to have him, and I'm going to keep him.
It's so on you, Sean.
Yeah.
I mean, in both ways.
My only pet that I ever had, Gladys,
the cat, who was left on me by a no-account roommate. I came home from work to find out I had a cat, and my kitchen was littered with the garbage bag by this cat who was looking for food. I hung this cat over the balcony and said, "This is your way out the next time my kitchen looks like that." We laugh about it today.
Gladys.
8 lives to go.
So one time I was making an apple pie and I left the kitchen to go like look at the recipe or something like that. And I got a little sidetracked, as one does, and was away from the kitchen for longer than I planned. And when I came back, the stick of butter that I had left on the counter was gone. And my dog was just like in the corner looking really bashful. And I was really mad at first, but now I definitely laugh.
It actually is sort of disarming how like guilty dogs look sometimes.
What's something that my pet did that made me mad at first made me laugh after so much. My cutest dog ever, he would always go into the trash can and literally just destroy the trash can when I would leave, and I would come back to the trash can overturned, and it made me furious, so mad. But I gotta admit, it was kind of funny, especially seeing his face after, because he felt really bad, but he kept doing it. You know, he would wag his tail and feel.
Dogs never learn.
Then it becomes less fun. Yeah.
So we have horses. I have a horse that's very friendly, and we kind of let him run in the yard every once in a while. And she climbed the deck stairs. We had to walk her through the house to get her out because she did not want to go back down the deck stairs. She came up them just fine. Didn't want to go back down them.
That's really funny.
That's very funny.
It's like D-Day driving up the stairs like a motorcycle in Animal
I'll tell you something my pet does all the time that, you know, made me mad but laugh. When we walk into the house, she gets excited and she pees on the floor. And I'm upset because there's pee on the floor, obviously. And then within the next couple seconds, she'll curl up and put her little paws up like that. And it's hilarious. It's like you can't be mad at it.
It's hard to stay mad at them. They've got fur all over their faces. And they've got big pink noses. Everybody, it's time to vote. We're going to send one of these to the finals. And by the way, this is a new question. So this is another $25 prize to whoever wins. Wow. So my pets are always doing bad things. Sometimes I laugh, but not all the time.
No. Well, yeah, like you said, comedy is tragedy plus time, but with the amount of accidents that can happen, you have a lot of funny stories eventually.
Yeah. The greater the tragedy, the more the time that's required. You know, earlier this week, I was bringing up a story of JJ's dog who did something very bad. We need more time. So, Neva, congratulations. She is the human gold retriever, so I think that makes perfect sense. Congratulations. You just won $25, and you're going to make it to the finals. Who knows what could happen in the finals? You might win another $100, because that's what happens with those new questions, Neva. I can't even remember now. What did her dog do?
Ate butter.
Ate butter. Yeah, while she was making an apple pie. Well, hopefully she had another, stick of butter in the fridge, or that could be a real tragedy. And then you break my pie, man. All the time in the world is going to make that one funny.
Hey, $25 can buy you a lot of butter.
It's a good point. So, Neva, this is not her first question on QOTD that she's answered. She's won before. She's super funny.
Mm-hmm.
Neva, come back. We love you. She'd be another good guest host.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Neva, if you see this, please reach out. We will reach out to you if not.
Yeah. Got one of those things in New Orleans. I think that's where she's from. Yeah, I think she's one of those NOLA people. Maybe. Must be fun down there.
Yes, it must. Well, I think we have a new question coming up. So let's see what we have in store. Ooh, this is a good one.
We wanted to know, what reality show would you totally win? everyone's got a talent. I was talking about this earlier in the week. I'm telling you, even if your talent is just guessing where a box is, or whether you can sing or dance or survive on your own, what do you guys think? What would you win?
I think I could win like Big Brother, or maybe, yeah, I think probably Big Brother, because I'm a likable person, I like to think. So I have a winning personality.
You're likable on the outside, JJ, but you're cunning underneath. So let's not get exactly. I would be looking out for you. That is for sure. No, I'd be terrible at those shows because I can't sustain meanness for too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But for like short, like intense bursts, yes, for sure, as we all know. But I can't really like hold it for a very long time. I'm not very good at holding it. So yeah, no. But I would definitely be more like one of the survival shows. Naked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it right now.
Do it. Yeah. No, the mental warfare part, though, I think people are more than able to wage mental warfare. They're not as much able. I wouldn't be as much able to receive it or like deal with like, oh, I'm alienating people. But if $1 million is on the line, I could do anything. Well, I think we have some answers coming in from fans, so let's see what reality shows they would.
I would totally win The Bachelor. I'm very good at first impressions, I think. And yeah, I would play the game.
I believe you. But yeah.
I think I would potentially win Family Feud. I've always liked that show, and it seems easy. It seems like you'd be able to figure out what a lot of people think an answer is for something. Usually common answers. I think I'd win that.
Show me ice cream sundae. Ding.
So I definitely win Love Island because I fall in love very quickly, and if the right person was also there with me, even if he wasn't forever, I feel like we'd be together for the whole show. So maybe.
So Love Island, it's a season, right? So she's not saying just for 48 minutes. She would be.
You have to marry.
If I was a cartoon, I would totally win Total Drama Island. I feel like I have the ingenuity to do it, you know? Yeah, the girls might can't fly under the radar. I'm not getting anyone toes for that show. But yeah, I would totally win Total Drama Island if it was a cartoon. And I'm pretty sure that counts as a reality show because it was like a reality show, wasn't it? So yeah, that is one that I would win.
Keith has thoughts.
It was scripted. It wasn't a reality. I mean, it was more scripted than a reality show.
I would win a show of Naked and Afraid, where if I were just put into the wild with nothing, I could somehow survive by the skill of my own hands and my thinking abilities and just surviving in the wild.
It's mostly about suffering. It's 2 weeks. You're not going to catch any food. You're going to get bit by bugs.
I would say the Real Housewives of Atlanta, although I do follow the one from Beverly Hills, but Atlanta is the one that I follow the most.
Too much drama, too much meanness, too much scripted, throwing wine in people's faces and bringing up their exes. Not for me.
All right. Well, something else then. Maybe it's Total Drama Island. Maybe it's Big Brother. Who knows? But we're going to have to send one of these folks to the final. So everybody, let's vote. You vote by clicking those blue buttons across the bottom of your screen. If you are on Twitch or you are on YouTube, there is a link in the chat that will open up the voting window. You'd be amazed at how fast a computer can count up all those votes and pick the winner based on what you just voted for. It's kind of incredible. What amazing modern times we live in.
Sure.
By the way,
we have a
Trish,
good...
that's a movie quote.
Yeah, we're just cool like that. We understand.
Starring Russell Crowe.
Oh, The Housewives. The one I was like, no way. But you know, people love those reality shows. They like the mean girls. If they're like on the outside looking in, I get it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this one, it's tough because there's not really a way that you can win the show. It's not like a competition, but there is a way that you can win the show in the sense of like getting a big social media following, getting like cameo gigs, getting commercial gigs. So I think Annabelle, this is the winning that can really make a huge amount of money for you. So good luck.
Good call. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to sit down and watch it.
I find it painful.
Can't bring it. It's like, it's probably like if I made you sit down, Trish, and like watch a fishing show.
Yeah, it would probably be like that, or Star Wars. It would be so painful.
We are
for you.
watching Star Wars. We are. That's going to be our next series. As soon as we finish with QOTD this season, we're going to pick up our new show, which is going to be called Watching Star Wars with Trish.
Can we watch fishing instead? We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later.
We're going to have a cookie with a Wookiee.
Oh, I love that. Well, I'll be actively looking out for Trish reacting to all 12 hours. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if this is the last question or if we're done.
We lost track.
It is. Yes. Here we go.
If you could choose any exotic pet to have in your very own home or in your yard, what would it be? So it's a little bit similar to the zookeeper question because we're really asking, kind of your favorite animal. But it's a little bit different when you think about having it in your own home, right?
Yeah, this isn't a light pet question. It's a heavy petting question, for sure.
Yeah.
What? What? Yeah.
No, but
I've never had an exotic pet. Might have been like the most exotic pet I ever had was a skink. You guys know what a skink is? It's like they're lizards. They're kind of like a boa constrictor, except they're only 18 inches long, but fat like it's 40 feet long. It's like a big fat snake with tiny little legs at the bottom. It looks like a coffee table.
Oh, aren't you always calling someone's ferrets skinks?
Me personally.
Yeah.
No, it's not a ferret. I mean, ferrets stink. Maybe you misheard me.
Stink. You're
Or maybe I meant the way that they can go through little cracks. We say, oh yeah, can shrink. Maybe that's what you heard me say.
Okay. Yeah.
All good options. Well, we've had a very good breakdown of the skank.
The stinks and the stinks.
It's skanks and yes, yeah. But now I think it is time to look at some exotic pets from our fans and see who they'd want to bring into their home.
If I had to choose an exotic pet, it would probably be a koala because I like how cute they are, how they just climb up trees, and how they can carry their kids around, and they just look so cute. I wish I could hold one right now.
Okay. They're adorable, and so are you.
I would love to have like a little monkey, not to be like Justin Bieber or anything, but like monkeys are so cute, and I would love to train it to like do certain things, and monkeys are so cute.
Demon spawn. I wonder what she wants to train it to. The thing that you wouldn't say.
If I can choose any exotic pets to have, I would choose a wolf to keep as an exotic pet because wolves, they're just so majestic, just so radiant and beautiful creatures, and that's why I'm picking them as the exotic pets to have if I can have one.
Wade says brother wolf. That is a good one. I would like to have a wolf as a friend.
Yeah,
my exotic pet would be a fennec fox. I just think they're so adorable. They have really long ears, and they have cute little faces. I mean, it's basically a mix of a rabbit and a fox, and how can you not want a pet that's those two combined?
They live in the desert. They're very little. They're adorable.
If I could have an exotic pet, I think I would choose a pet lion, because then instead of being the Tiger King, I could be the Lion King.
My exotic pet, hopefully I'm not breaking any community guidelines here, but koala. He's getting high, I'm getting high, we're just chilling and vibing. Those eucalyptus leaves, they hit hard. They hit really hard.
Yeah, Claire said the same thing, but didn't mention the getting high with your koala, but you know, I guess in this new day and age, recreational eucalyptus leaves. Guys, it's time to vote. You can click the blue button on your screen in order to pick one of these amazing answers and send them to the finals. And there's a link in the chat that will send you to the voting screen where you can vote. If you don't have a voting button because you're not on BeOnTheAir.com, and that's okay. Just open up the little voting window. Who's it going to be? A koala? A wolf, a lion, a fennec fox, or Becca said something?
A monkey.
A monkey.
Apparently Justin Bieber has a monkey?
I guess so.
Yes. It's the minky. Perhaps the dingo.
Ooh, the lion, right?
Yes. The lion.
Yeah, he wanted to be the Lion King, like the Tiger King, except it becomes a triple one.
Yeah, that's a good point. There are like 3 in there. I mean, hey, I'll do anything for a joke. If it means getting a lion or a tiger, I'll do it.
Yeah, but I gotta say that I had not considered the wolf. And wolves would fit into our homes because, of course, in a sense, they do, right? You know, the descendants of wolves share our lives, unlike the descendants of fennec foxes.
Right.
As far as I know. Though Trish, you were telling me a story the other day about people keep foxes for pets, right? And you can tickle them.
Oh, yes.
Apparently.
They giggle. You guys have got to look it up.
I will. I actually have been working. We have a lot of foxes in my neighborhood, and they make these eerie noises. And I've been working on my fox calls. It's too loud for the show, but I'll do it for you later. You know.
Once you call them in, then you tickle them, and they giggle.
And they
it's
giggle.
Adorable.
They giggle.
They do.
George Clooney did a great fox. You guys saw The Fantastic Mr. Fox. Very good movie.
George Clooney is a fox.
Yeah. Well, guys, this is it, right? I think that was question number 7.
Yeah, I think so too. So now there's only one thing left to do, and that is go to the finals.
Woo! So here's how the finals works here on QOTD, the Question of the Day show, the only game show that lets you be on the air. You guys have all voted for your favorite answer for each of the 7 questions that were posed this week. And they were all amazing. You guys did a super job of looking. But so now we're going to have to pick one. As they say in The Highlander, one of the best bad movies ever made, there can be only one. And so what we're going to do is we're going to play each of the ones that you guys have already voted for. Give you a quick recap. And then we'll have a final vote. What's it going to be? Some crazy animal? Some amazingly bad movie? I don't know.
A great book?
A great book?
A reality show?
When we say it like this, it doesn't seem like there's a theme, but there really was a theme.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely was. Well, what do you say we get into this recap?
Let's do it.
I say it.
Let's begin it. Here we go.
If I were a zookeeper, I'd probably be in the petting zoo area, where the best friend I would have would be a bunny. Right.
Andrew's answering the question, if you were a zookeeper, which animal would be your best buddy? Bunny.
Yes, show your pets.
The newest Joker really speaks a lot to mental health and how those around you can really play a difference in how you handle that.
Yeah. What is a book or movie that's really shaped your life? Allie was very much moved by the new Joker movie.
So one time I was making an apple pie and I left the kitchen to go look at the recipe or something like that. And I got a little sidetracked, as one does, and was away from the kitchen for longer than I planned. And when I came back, the stick of butter that I had left on the counter was gone. And my dog was just in the corner looking really bashful. And I was really mad at first, but now I definitely laugh.
Oh, what's something your pet did that made you mad at first, but now it makes you laugh?
I would say the Real Housewives of Atlanta, although I do follow the one from Beverly Hills, but Atlanta is the one that I follow the most.
Annabelle is answering the question, what is a reality show that you would totally win?
I recently watched this movie called QOTD, and it's this Indian Hindi film. It was a romantic comedy, and it was kind of bad. I mean, it was, but it was so camp. There was this moment where they just started suddenly singing, and I loved it. I loved it really much. The main lead was infuriating, but she was also super camp, so I did enjoy that. But yeah, it was super cool, even though it wasn't the best written film.
Yeah, what's a movie that's so bad it's awesome? Super camp and super cool.
What movie scene makes you emotional every time? Well, it's an oldie, but it's a lovely one, and it's from Pretty Woman, where Richard Gere goes chasing after her at the end of the film, and they drive off into the sunset together. That's beautiful. I like happy endings. I like them happy endings. So yeah, Pretty Woman basically the end.
Yeah, what is a scene in a movie that makes you cry every time? Well, guys, it's time to vote. So we're gonna click the blue button on the bottom of the screen, and we will pick the champion of the week. There is a link in the chat that will open up the voting window, or if you're on BeOnTheAir.com, just click one of the blue buttons that are on there in the widget window. And we're gonna vote for one of these guys. They'll be the big winners. Champion of the week. Oh, Rihanna. Rihanna wins the question. What is a movie that's so bad that it's awesome? And she said QOTD, which is a Bollywood movie that, and I feel like I've seen like every movie, but I have not seen that. I just haven't seen a lot of Bollywood movies, or any. Let me just say that. It's a gap. But yeah, I thought Neva was going to win. Any story that starts out, well, I was baking an apple pie, ... I feel like deserves careful consideration.
Congratulations, Rihanna.
Yes. So, yeah, congratulations. So, did you guys notice my background?
Did. I asked you about that.
Yeah, Sketch the Cat. Sketch the Cat is our new game on QOTD. And I think that we're probably going to give a sneak peek early next week to people who are keeping their eye on the QOTD game channel, because this is going to be one of them. It's going to be kind of like QOTD, but at the same time, nothing like QOTD. But let me say that it involves the sketch of a cat and sketching a cat and a little cat sketchiness, which Trish knows all about.
I do. I have my own sketchy cat.
Your sketchy cat.
I am super excited for this release, so I'm super excited, and I'm really proud of us for the work that we've done on it, and I know our fans are going to love it.
Yes. Federico, if you're watching, thank you so much. Federico drew the sketch of the cat. Hey guys, I think that's it. It has been an awesome week, and I just loved everybody's answers to all the great questions this week. We're going to be starting off a new week now. So you guys want to give a hint to our audience and like help them understand what questions are coming, and maybe they can start thinking about one?
Well, sure. Our new week is running right into, at least here in America, Labor Day. So we're talking a lot about employment, small businesses, bad bosses, etc., etc.
Well, that's awesome. Wait a second. Did you say bad bosses?
Not here at
Nothing.
QOTD.
It sounds a little personal.
Out there in the other world,
but not here.
Never
in this
here.
little paradise we call Consolidated Wonder QOTD.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate everybody who watched and voted and recorded. If you love the show, click on the thanks button. That's something that we would totally appreciate. But whatever, man, just come back here. We have a new announcement coming out tonight. You can get them in your inbox by subscribing. Otherwise, you know what? We're just going to look forward to seeing you on TV, because we can't wait to see you on TV. All right. Ciao, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.